What up? So this video is going to be about the 5 things that I love about my Mitsubishi Bravo, but I think I'm going to save that for another time. And this video is going to be about, can you daily drive a K-van? Like I said in my last video, I literally only drive this van. I never drive the Miata. To me, this is like a project garage queen, and this is my everyday car. I pick up my laundry in this car. I go to the supermarket. I do literally anything. If I have to go somewhere, I only drive the van. So what I'm thinking about doing is kind of like a Doug DeMuro score, where I talk about value, comfortability, acceleration, cool factor, and all that stuff. And I'm gonna go over all that in today's video. So as you see on the screen right now, these are the 10 topics we're gonna go over in today's video. I'm not necessarily gonna give it a score, but I wanna just give my 2 cents on everything. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is attention. I said in my previous videos, if you're not one of those people who want all eyes on you when you're driving, maybe a K-van wouldn't be the best thing for you. When you drive a K-van, like, you get everyone. Like, you get everyone's attention, which is pretty cool, because like, if I were to get an R34, only a specific amount of people who are into JDM cars will understand why this Nissan is so much money. Most people are just gonna be like, oh, okay, it's like a 2-door Maxima. Like, I don't know about this. But with this K-van, all walks of people like give you thumbs up. It could be a lady, it could be a guy. They could know nothing about cars. A lot of Caribbean people have these in their country, so they see them and be like, oh wow, that's cool. Like, it isn't just Japanese people. Like, as far as attention goes, it's great, because when people do want to talk to you, they always just want to be like, hey, what's up, where'd you get that car from? It isn't like when someone has a Lamborghini in the gas station and like you want to tell them like, oh wow, your car is cool, but then you're kind of standoffish because you don't feel like this person is better than you. But with this van, you go to the gas station, people are just gonna be like, oh my god, cool car, I always wanted to get one of these, where'd you get it? So as far as attention goes, that's kind of all I have to say about that. The next thing we're going to talk about is acceleration and speed. And as you see right there, it redlines at 9,000 RPM. So this K-van in particular has 5 valves per cylinder. So like when you're high in the RPM, it doesn't feel like VTEC, but it feels like VTEC. You feel like you're going fast, you know what I mean? It is a van at the end of the day, so top speed isn't the best. I can comfortably go about like 65 miles per hour, which is about 110 kilometers. After that, you kind of feel the wind just drawing you everywhere, and it really isn't that safe to go any faster than that. The wheels definitely do help, having bigger tires, but as far as speed and all that stuff goes, if you're someone that drives very far to get to work, or you need to do a lot of highway driving, it isn't the best. But if you're doing just, you know, local drives around the city, you live somewhere like New York where it's super congested, K-van, A+. So the third and fourth thing we're gonna talk about is fun and cool factor. As far as fun goes, I'll go over that really quickly. It's fun to drive, but it isn't fun like the K-Truck. Like the K-Truck to me was like lightweight, the same engine basically, and that was fun. This to me is just like, you know, it's fun to just be on the right side, shifting with your left hand, like just driving like a different car. But it isn't like a fun driving experience as far as like a Miata or like a fast car. Like, it isn't fast, so there's not anything fun about that. It's just kind of cool. It's more like a chill car. Like, it's a van. It isn't a sports car, so it's fun, but it isn't like, oh my god, the driving experience is so amazing. It's kind of just chill. Like, you buy a van and you're just chilling. Like, you're comfortable and you're chilling. As far as cool factor goes, I have to change the camera because... So even if you don't get a Bravo that can do this, the cool factor is, you know, 10 out of 10. Like, you're a rare car. The fact that you're a van, you can fit your homies in here. In this situation, I'm able to lay down comfortably like this. And like, come on, both seats do this. So if you follow me on Instagram, you definitely saw me eating back here. But even if I were to go on a road trip, I'm 5'9" and I'm comfortably sitting back here. And you can just eat your food back here and chill. And just imagine if there was like a waterfall or the Grand Canyon or something really cool in this view right here. Like, it's 10 million out of 10 as far as the cool factor. Like, look what I'm doing right now. And most vans can do this. I know the Actis fall completely down, so you'll be able to lay down, you know, like this. But cool factor, 10 out of 10. Fifth on the list is driving experience. I would have to say in this particular van, I have power steering, AC. The seats are pretty plush. You could kind of see they're mini buckets. They definitely hold you into place. They're nice and plush. But I would say K-vans in general, they handle very well. Like, as far as bumps go, I used to drive a 2001 Corolla for a really long time, and I would have to say this van takes the New York City potholes much better. It's quieter, especially with the engine being here. If I had an Acti or Sandbar with my engine all the way back here, it probably drives even better. but I would have to say overall the driving experience is pretty nice. Like, no complaints here. If I had to give it a score, I guess I would give it like an 8. There's really nothing bad about driving this. Next on the list is features, and this one kind of depends on what van you get. This one, like I said, the Bravo is able to do this. Some K-vans can't. Mine actually has power windows on all 4 sides, and that is a huge feature. This one has full-time 4-wheel drive. It has Apple CarPlay, AC, fog lights, rear defroster. This one is pretty loaded in my opinion. You have some lights up there. I have some cool little step lights right here. Features wise, I would have to say, like, I'm very solid with everything I have. Like, of course, I guess I would want like little things, like maybe a mirror here, but that's things that I really don't care about. And with the Apple CarPlay, with my new speakers, I'll give you guys a little sample.
Been talking way too much, and we've been texting, calling, FaceTiming way too much. I just wanna see if you were really about it. I just wanna see if you were really. We've been talking way too long, we've been texting, calling, FaceTiming way too much. I just wanna see if you were really about it. I just wanna see if you're really about it. I just wanna see if you're really about it.
One thing I would say it definitely lacks is bass, but that is mostly because like it's just the speaker is all the way back there. It's up here. Like if you're sitting back here, you get the bass from the 2 6-inch speakers, but when you're up here and you only have the 4 inches, you don't really get a lot of bass. So if you wanted bass, I would say you definitely can add like a little amp or sub back there. To me, I'm not that crazy about music. I'm happy with what I have right now. It is very loud. So feature wise, definitely a thumbs up. So next we have comfort. I'll talk about kind of like everyone's seating position. So like I said before, I'm 5'9", like 180, and my legs have a lot of room. There's not a lot of room to put your arm when you're driving. It does have one handrest right here, but sometimes the passenger kind of taking it up, but it's pretty comfortable. The steering wheel is also adjustable, so it can be all the way down here. It can go all the way down there. All right, so here's the passenger side. You can even have your leg like this. A lot of room between the dash. This seat reclines all the way back too, so you could take a whole nap. All right, now we're off to the back seats. Both of these are at their standard height. I don't have them up or anything, but there's also a lot of room back here. Again, a lot of space here. It's a 4-seater though, for sure. I don't know about 5 adults, but you could definitely fit 4. You have your armrest here, and an armrest here. So everyone is pretty comfortable back here. I'll show you guys with the windows all the way down. Like, this has to be one of my favorite features, honestly. The fact that this entire window goes down, like, I don't even know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but it's huge. Like, this is a huge, like, look how big this is. From here, like, I can't even reach. Like, this is a huge window right here. And again, you have a lot of room. Even if you have the little roller coaster seatbelt bars up, doesn't really affect your space in any way. So comfortability wise, in my opinion, all 4 guests in this car should be very comfortable. So next we have quality. And quality for a 25-year-old car, if you get a good one at least, I would have to say is pretty good. As you guys see on my interior, it looks very new. The buttons are fine. It's as expected for a 1993 car. I spoke about this earlier, but my buttons up there both exploded within themselves from hitting a pothole, which is expected. You know, it's a 1993 car. I can't expect it to have the quality of a car nowadays, but quality is quality. It's cheap plastic, it's cheap buttons, it's cheap everything. It's a K car at the end of the day, so it isn't made with expensive materials, but you know, it's cool. Ninth thing on the list is practical. So for me, the van is very practical. I don't have any kids, so the fact that I can fit 4 people in here is really good, because 99% of my drives are by myself. If I have somebody, I have 1 person in the car. It's really rare that I'll ever drive with 4 people. Like, that's just never the case. So practicality, in my opinion, is really good. Like, I always show you guys the seats go that way, but if I did need to put something in here, the seats end up folding like this, so you kind of can just fit even more back here. Like, let's see how far I can lay back. Oh, look, I could kind of fit my entire body. My head is right here. But like I said earlier, if you have to drive 50 miles a day to work, I would say this thing is not very practical. Yeah, you have a lot of space, but let's not forget you have a 660cc engine that is not made for American highways, and it isn't the best. Like, if we're gonna be 100% honest, long drives in this is still not the best. But as far as like space goes, if you're using it for something where you don't need to do that much driving, then I would say it's very practical. So last and most importantly is gonna have to be value. In my opinion, the way that JDM cars are going up right now, I feel like this is a solid investment to at least get your money back. I bought my K-Truck last year for $5,000, which was cheap, and I feel like you can't even find a good K-Truck like titled and everything for $5,000 right now. And I sold it a year later for $6,500. I obviously put money into it. I put the radio, sound editing, rims, and all that stuff into it. But the fact that I was even, let's just say, got my money back was fire. Like, I think that I'm most likely gonna make my money back on this, if not more. Just the way that Sylvia's, Skylines, Unos Roadsters, Chasers, S chassis, anything, the way that prices are going up right now, even for anything, I feel like it's safe to say that most likely I'm gonna get my money back at least. Before I end this video, I want to show you guys the trunk. So I'm actually going to Boyke tomorrow to meet up with Amir. I got to return all these wheels and tires to him. If you guys are looking for 185/70 13s for your K-Truck or K-Van, these stick out a little bit and you need spacers. That's why I end up changing and getting my own tires. But if you guys are into the spacer wide life, he has 4 brand new tires going to the shop tomorrow. So quick answer before I end this: yes, you 100% could daily drive a K-Van. You just need to plan accordingly because these were not made for US roads, US highways. But if you plan accordingly, this thing is a blast.